Hi, folks. Welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 127. We got the Wander here. Say hello.
Greetings, everyone, from Earth 616.
There you go. A little Marvel reference. I love it. So, post-Thanksgiving, now we're in the full Christmas swing. The playoff pictures for football are starting to come together, right? Before we...
Full slate of games on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Dude, last week was crazy. But before we get into that, we were just talking before we got onto the show about these two restaurants we went to the last week. So I went to the one, I guess it's right off Nassau Boulevard. I guess that's Franklin Square or whatever. ITA Kitchen. Phenomenal restaurant. And it used to be the Lucky Duck. I don't know if you were ever there.
Okay.
But they took over the Lucky Duck.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I've been to now both. I was at the Lucky Duck for one of my friends' like confirmation parties for his kids or something like that. And the Lucky Duck was good. And now it's ITA Kitchen. And their food was amazing. And I like their menu because you could literally put a mozzarella, like fried mozzarella square onto almost anything you want. I forget what they call it, but I don't think it's loaded up or something like that. But I had a giant circle chicken cutlet. It was probably about the size of a personal pizza. And they threw raviolis on it in a pesto Alfredo sauce, kind of, because it wasn't straight pesto. And then they threw this brick of fried mozzarella. Like, it's almost like a mozzarella stick, but it's in a square. And the square is probably like literally this big. It's probably like 3 inches around, you know what I mean? And it was phenomenal. The garlic bread that they had was great. It was like just almost like a Hawaiian bun kind of shape, and just garlic and oil all over it. Amazing. Great rainbow martini they had there too. And they like spruce it up with on the rim, like you know when we put like salt or something like that or whatever. They had sprinkles on it. Amazing. Great job. But I just wanted to throw out my love to them. ITA Kitchen was great. I know you went somewhere which now I want to check out, but give us a rundown.
Yeah, this is a place I went yesterday in Mineola. It's called Pastificio, I guess is how you say that. I might have messed that up. I'm sorry to the Italians watching. If I did, but
or me.
yeah, it was really good. My sister, I think, had been there before, and she wanted to try it again. So yeah, when you walk in, they have like the pastas there, so you pick which one you want.
Really?
And then you get like a sauce, but they have all different sauces. Like they have like a bolognese, they have like a carbonara, they have like a few different like tomato ones. They have what's the one, cacio pepe, which everybody's a big fan of that. A whole bunch of different ones.
Cool.
And and they also had some specials. It was like some roasted eggplant or something like that. It was really good. Some calamari as well, and I think I got, what was it? I forget the name of the pasta. Obviously.
So like the pasta's out in like a bowl or something like that?
They show you the types.
Pictures.
They show you the types. I mean, it's literally there, but they show you the types, and then that's what you get an order of. Yeah.
You're gonna have to send me that website or something. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
So basically, you're going there for like a good pasta experience. Basically,
yeah.
They don't have like it's not like a regular Italian restaurant where like full menu. They might have like chicken parm or this or that, or Alfredos and baked ziti and all that stuff.
It's more straight pasta, but they do have a couple of specials.
Nice.
Like I said.
But you're basically going there just to pick a pasta and a sauce, and then they have other extra little things. They have appetizers there, I'm assuming, too?
On the specials, they have like a couple of things. And then they also had, for dessert, it was like a dark chocolate pudding. It was the best pudding I've ever had.
Get out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I highly recommend that place.
Best pudding you ever had?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Easily.
All right. So There you go. We gave you two quick little picks of restaurants in the neighborhood. If you guys that are listening are in the neighborhood
for the show.
Yeah, a little,
local dining.
Well, it's the holidays, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm surprised. Did you go after Thanksgiving to this
I
restaurant?
went yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, you gave it, pretty much, 5-6 days. And then, because I was going to say, you couldn't have went Friday or Saturday to this thing after a Thanksgiving dinner. Speaking of which, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Yeah, very good. Thank you. How was yours?
Oh, amazing. I like the whole Thanksgiving thing, like the turkey. The only thing I wish I could have said is I bought an 18-pound turkey.
Big bird.
Yeah, and I wish I could have done bigger, but my mom was like, we can't fit anything more than 18 pounds. So I went a little above that, 18.11 pounds, because I was tired of looking through these 20-pound turkeys and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I didn't get as much turkey to come home. Like I thought, she told me originally 15 to 16 pounds is good. That's plenty for like the family that, my cousins and aunts and uncles or whatever that came over. And I had an 18-pound turkey, and yet I don't think I had 2 extra pounds of turkey that I took home. So I was a little disappointed in that, to be fair. My mom makes her famous cheesecake, which is by far the best cheesecake I've ever had, like bar none. You know what I mean? And, listen, everyone's, favoritism sometimes and partial to like their mom's baking or cooking or whatever. But when I tell you I've tried like Junior's cheesecake.
You had butter cookies one?
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Theirs is good, for sure. And listen, they make you pay for it out the ass too.
I would imagine.
But
I just had it for the first time not too long ago. That's why.
Oh yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, it was I would say better than most.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is better than most, like especially like the chain, like the Cheesecake Factory ones. Even Junior's. Like, have you ever had Junior's cheesecake? I know it's in Brooklyn. It's tough.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
If I'm ever in the neighborhood, I'll bring you one back.
I know where it is. It's just I'm not sure if I've ever had it.
There's a couple now. I think there's one in Brooklyn. I think there's one in Manhattan. There might be 2 in Manhattan, actually. I'm not 100% sure. I know the original is in Brooklyn, which is a pain in the ass to get to. But I know a lot of the times, like some of these supermarkets or they carry it, which I mean, it's the same, but like obviously it's not as fresh, you know what I mean? Right. But if I'm ever in the neighborhood, I'll get you a slice or however they come, and let you try it. But to me, it's still
reigns supreme.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, other than that, Thanksgiving was good. Can't complain. First time in a long time I didn't fall asleep after Thanksgiving dinner. But
should we get to the games for that day?
Yeah, let's do it. That's why I was taking Thanksgiving in, and we're gonna go to football. So the first game, Packers-Lions. And I don't know if you saw the highlights. I know you said you didn't get to watch much because I'm sure it was crazy over there with the kids and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But this was disappointing for the Lions, like especially after last year. The Packers won 31-24. It looks like it was a
competitive game, but
to me it really wasn't. I watched this whole game while I was sitting in my end seat at the table. It was right by the TV, and the Packers looked great in this game. It's a shame that Amon-Ra St. Brown got hurt in the first quarter. That was, bless you, that was devastating for me as far as fantasy goes, because I lost my week because he gave me 0 points.
That's tough.
And it was like, shit rolls downhill, right? So the guy I was going against had Jamison Williams. So if Amon-Ra St. Brown stayed in, Jamison Williams wouldn't have had the game he had because he had a big game, 8 or 10 catches, 144 yards, and a touchdown. So because he scored 20-something points, I was playing from behind from literally the first game. Like I said, Amon-Ra gave me no points. But the Lions just, more importantly, Goff really didn't have a lot going for him in that game. Like, they made it somewhat close, the score, but it was too late in the game by the time that everything was unfolding. Like, it was just, they scored in the fourth. Like, the whole third quarter, I think they were pretty much shut down. The first quarter, they were shut down. So, yeah, not a good game for them. Any notes on this game before I move along?
No. I didn't get to see any of that.
Well, the next game, I'm disappointed that you didn't get to see, because this is the game.
I did see a small portion of the end, but it was literally, they were up 7. they were going to score again. They ended up kicking the field goal to go up 10, and then that was all she wrote pretty much.
Yeah, the Chiefs-Cowboys game.
The Chiefs scored again, but that was it.
Right, yeah. It was almost like a similar game to the first game, too. Like, this one was a little bit more back and forth and closer at times because the Chiefs actually have a defense where the Cowboys didn't, and Mahomes was able to move the ball. Dallas on the same side got CeeDee Lamb involved a lot in this game, which, you know, they have two really good wide receivers, so you could almost imagine some weeks it's going to be Pickens, some weeks it's going to be Lamb. You know, you had Javonte Williams score a touchdown finally. He's been a little bit of a drought. But I picked this game. I said the Cowboys were actually going to win this game outright, not even with the spread. I picked them with the spread, obviously, for one of my pools that I'm in. But the Cowboys are okay. Like, I think, what are they? Are they 6-5-1 right now?
Yeah.
So they got to win this week, which is tough, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But as of right now, the last two games, they beat some pretty good teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the two teams that were in the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm. So they're rocking and rolling. Their defense has gotten better. Let's hope, for your sake, the Cowboys keep going. You know what I mean? Because to me, the NFC in general is wide open, especially with Philly losing.
I agree.
They're getting closer to that division. They might not make the division.
And surprisingly, the Rams lost too.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that too, because that was the shocker of all shockers. Yeah. So then the last game, which was the Sunday night game, another underdog wins. The Bengals beat the Ravens, and I mean, at this point, you know, you got to assume that something's not right with Lamar Jackson, right? He did not look good at all in this game. I mean, Joe Burrow was back, but he had to shake off a little bit of rust. He wasn't sharp in the beginning of the game, but as the game went on, he felt his rhythm a little bit more, got guys involved, they made their plays, and they won this game 32-14. And, you know, it looked like, which was weird, it looked like the Ravens couldn't do anything, and they were at home, which I'm shocked at. However, the Ravens are still in the lead in the division because a bunch of those guys lost, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, but you got to give it up to the Bengals. Joe Burrow comes back, wins them a game on the road. They actually play the Ravens, I think, not this week, the following week, week 15, at home. So we'll see how they do, see if they can sweep the season series on the Ravens. They're going to have to if they want to have a chance to make the playoffs. It's not looking great, but, you know, what are you going to do? But yeah, that was that.
And you had the Black Friday game, right?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like there was football all weekend, especially if you take into account college football on Saturday, which I don't really watch, but, you know, football all weekend if you're just a guy that stays home and watch football. So you had the Bears-Eagles, and now the Eagles, this game was closer-ish, I would say, but the Bears are now 9-3. The Bears beat the Eagles 24-15 on the back of both their running backs. Swift and Monangai rushed for over 200 yards in that game, and they each got a touchdown.
Continue to roll.
Yep. The Bears look good, man. They're 9-3 right now, and there was a lot being said about the Bears not being good enough, this, that, and the other. They're leading in their division by a couple games. They find ways to win at the end of the games. I know they weren't always pretty or even against good teams, but a win's a win in the NFL, man. You take a win and you keep moving, and they haven't lost in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If not longer, they might have a pretty decent win streak.
Pretty high-scoring offense, too.
Yeah, they're doing really good. Yeah, and that was that. I mean, I don't know what the Eagles are doing right now. It seems like nobody could get going. Hurts didn't look great. The only one that had a really good game was A.J. Brown, which, thank God for me, because I have him in fantasy and helped me beat the Judge over the weekend, which I was really proud about.
That's good.
Yeah, I beat the Judge.
I guess it's good you didn't take his advice about trading him.
No, I beat the balls off him this weekend. Crushed him, which was great. And I needed that win, too, to keep me in the playoff mix. Then let's see. We'll go right to it. The Rams-Panthers. I always listen. I don't know what their record is at home as of yet. I would love to check it out. But the Panthers are a tough team at home.
Yeah.
That's all I want to stress. Let's see right here. They're 4-2 at home and 3-4 on the road. So there you go. But they play tough at home.
Put up a lot of points too.
Oh yeah, and for whatever reason, they got the job done against the Rams. Partially, Matthew Stafford had a really bad game. I think he threw like a bunch of picks.
I see.
He at least threw 2 that I'm aware of. But Carolina's creeping. They're right there. Tampa Bay's 7-5 in the NFC South, and they're 7-6.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And I think Carolina has the bye this week. So depending on what Tampa does this week, they could be tied for first. So we'll see how that goes. 49ers demolished the Browns. No big deal. Kind of surprised the Browns in this game didn't put up more of a fight. I know that the Browns have one of the worst offenses in the league, and they always do every year because they always have a mess at quarterback. But I would have thought it would have been a little bit closer of a game. Maybe like 21-17, something like that. They cost me big time from my sleeper picks with the spreads because I really thought they were going to keep it close because the Browns have a really good defense too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they normally can keep games close, but the 49ers are just rolling along, man. Which one do you think is the upset of the week? The Rams game or the Texans-Colts game?
I'd say the Rams. Although you could make the argument for either.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I was leaning on that way too. But the Texans-Colts game was a nail biter all the way through. It just seems like, I know Danny Dimes, or what do they call him, Indiana Jones now?
Right.
He's got a broken tibia or something like that in his leg, so he's not as sharp. But the Texans have a no-joke, probably number 1 type defense.
Yeah.
And they showed it against the Colts. The Colts couldn't do anything, and they won 20-16. I don't know. Other than that, you had the Jets be the Jets as usual.
They made some plays, yeah.
Yeah, and their kicker won them the game with seconds left. I don't know how to feel about it. I know the Falcons aren't great either, but I feel like the Falcons played down to the teams that they're playing. That's why they lost this game because they have really good pieces on their team, and they have a pretty decent defense too. I definitely would have thought that they would have won this game. And yes, I did pick against the Jets, and I don't know why. I have no choice because I have to pick that game. I can't not pick it. But whatever I do, if I pick the Jets to win with the spread or whatever, they don't. If I pick against them with the spread, they don't. So I don't know what I'm going to do week to week. You think this would be easy with the Jets, with them only having 3 wins, but they always screw me, especially with the spread. So I don't know. Good for the Jets, and now that they're pretty much almost no way going to get the first pick in the draft, which is not the worst thing in the world, but you don't want to win too many more games if you're the Jets, right? You want at least a top 5 pick to choose who you want and to make your team better. You can't just keep being this bad and signing people.
Squeaking them out.
Yeah, okay, great, they're 3-10 or whatever. That does us no good. Lose. I would have been happy if they lost 27-24. They still show fight. Great. I get winning is good for the team, and the people that go to see the game want them to win. I get all that because they pay big money for these tickets, but I got news for you. MetLife sucks. I don't really want to go there, so I'm not going to watch them win. I'd rather go on the road and, see them play New Orleans in, Louisiana or anywhere else than go to MetLife. So I'm always going to root for them to lose until they're actually good. Get me a good quarterback and show that you can make the playoffs. They have the longest drought in sports right now for not making the playoffs. Do that. Why are we trying to win here? I get it. No one's going to fire Aaron Glenn, right? It's his first year. As long as they play hard and the people you trade a few people away so that the people that you have here are playing hard and they're close games. I don't even care if you're within the spread. Like, just lose, dude. Like, now they have 3 wins. I think the Titans only have 1 win. There might be a couple teams that have 2, so you're not even in a top 5 pick right now. I know the Giants are ahead of them. They only have 2 wins. They're doing it right. Like, they're somewhat competitive, even though we'll get to them in a second. But come on, Jets, what are we doing? This is killing me here. I don't know. Seahawks beat the Vikings 26-0.
Not really surprising.
Not at all. And I think now that the Rams lost, the Seahawks are neck and neck with the Rams right now as like the best team in the NFC. And good for Sam Darnold. He's rocking and rolling over there.
Just like last year.
Yeah, man. I guess Minnesota probably shouldn't have let him go to Seattle and paid him his money.
Yeah.
Because it'd probably be a different story for the Vikings right now. Bills beat the Steelers. No shocker there. The Chargers beat the Raiders. Another no shocker. The Jaguars beat the Titans. Blah, blah, blah. The only other game besides the Giant game, which was Monday night, was the Broncos-Commanders game on Sunday night. And that one intrigued me, too, because the Commanders don't have a great defense. So you thought this would have been the 1 week that Bo Nix went off and, like, threw for multiple touchdowns and whatever, and he didn't. Which also screwed me in my fantasy league because without the Sun God, I needed him and Troy Franklin to have a big game, and Franklin was really nowhere to be seen most of the game because of other wide receivers like Pat Bryant and Cortland Sutton doing their thing. So, another reason why I lost. But this game was awesome because the Commanders and Marcus Mariota were fighting back. Every time the Broncos scored, it looked like the Commanders scored. And they even got it to tie in overtime, right? And it was funny. At the very end of the game, I think it was 2020. Bo Nix literally, in overtime, literally marches them down the field on like 3 plays, and they score a touchdown. So all they have to do is hold the Commanders. The Commanders come right down, and he throws a bomb to, I think it was McLaurin, and they get a holding penalty. So they call it back.
Oh, wow.
The very next play, he throws another pass deep to Deebo Samuel, and he lands on the 1 yard line. And you're like, oh, they're going to score. So now what do? Do they just tie it? And there was like 4 minutes left, maybe a little under. And they're like, do they go to tie? Or I think they have like 4 wins. So like, do they go for the win? But they get stuffed on like the first 3 downs. So now you're like, they might not even make it. Finally, they score the touchdown. They don't go for the extra kick, and they're going for 2. And the pass got blocked, and they lost the game 27-26 with 3 minutes left. Very exciting fourth quarter for that game. But yeah, that was pretty much that for that game. And then you had the Patriots versus the Giants. And I don't know right now if there's a better team in the AFC than the Patriots.
Yeah, they seem to be rolling.
They've won, I think, 10 in a row now.
Wow.
So, and they literally, I thought the Giants would have showed up. To me, they didn't show up in this game. And the Patriots ran all over them. Whatever they wanted to do, they could do. And from what we've seen from the Giants the last couple weeks is like they get a lead and blow it in the fourth and then play tough. They didn't even do that. They were down like 14-0 like right away, and they never came back from it. And the Patriots scored 30 points in the first half and then only scored another 3, but it's almost like they just went easy in the second half and just ran the clock. I think the Giants might have scored 1 touchdown in the second half, and then once they got to like the fourth quarter, they knew like, okay, this game's over, boom, and then that was that. But yeah, it was crazy. I didn't think the Giants were going to put up a dud like that, which is a little concerning. What are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, I guess it's not a great look too when the kicker can't even make contact with the ball.
You
on
see
the
that?
field goal.
Yeah. They've been making fun of him all week. I don't know what he did there. It looks like he went to kick and misjudged it and just kicked the ground. And I'm like, and that was the beginning of the end for their game. Because that was still early on in the game. And I think they were down 14-7. This would have made it, or that or 17-7. Yeah, I think it was 17-7. And this would have made it 17-10. Which, okay, now you're only a score down. Once that happened, it looked like the floodgates open, and now that was it, dude. That's it for that. This week coming up is crazy because you got Cowboys and Lions on Thursday. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because we'll talk about those other games
that's a big
next week.
Game.
But I really wanted to talk about this game only because if everyone was healthy, this would be like a shootout kind of game. As of right now, you're probably not getting Amon-Ra St. Brown. And even on the Dallas side, as of right now, Pickens is dealing with like a knee/leg injury. He had that at the end of last week, and he played through it on Thanksgiving, which was a good thing. So he had a full kind of week to rest. So I'm hoping he gets in there again. But you got Dallas at 6-5-1 and the Lions at 7-5. So pretty much the Lions win, they're that much closer to the playoffs. If that happens, you could almost assume that with only a couple weeks left, you still have 4 more weeks, but it's almost be like Dallas would have to win every game to make the playoffs because they'd have a lot of guys in front of them.
Yeah.
And as much as I like the Lions, as much as you can being a loser Jet fan like myself, I liked what the Lions did last year, so I want to see them in the playoffs again. And I wouldn't mind seeing them as a wild card and see if they can make it to the NFC Championship or maybe even the Super Bowl. But for this game at least, I'm rooting for the Cowboys because I think if the Cowboys win and they're 7-5-1 and then the Lions are 7-6, both teams still got to play every week to try to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? And I like more teams to be in it towards the end of the season.
Right.
So that would be my thing. So hopefully, Pickens can do me a favor if he's listening. I know he's not, but if he is, you're my fantasy guy. I had faith in you. I picked you this year. Get me like 10 catches, 100-something yards, and, throw in 2 touchdowns for me because moving along into fantasy now, if I win this week, and this is the weird part, remember my big league that I'm in with all my friends from Jersey?
Yes.
I'm playing my best friend's brother-in-law, and basically this is the one with the median. So I'm 12-14 right now because I lost last week. So the record's going to sound weird, but we get a win if we beat the average of points scored for the week. If you don't, you get a loss. So every week you can either go 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2. So I'm sitting right now in 6th place in the playoff bracket at 12-14. I'm not even above 500. The guy in front of me is even at 500, and the other guy is also even. So the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
So it's close.
Yeah, the top 3 are already cemented in, sealed, because they did their thing, and their guys didn't get hurt and whatever, or didn't suck. So for me, if I win and go 2-0, I'm automatically in the playoffs.
Yeah, you want to get that 3 seed.
Well, I won't get the 3 seed. I'm in the 6th. I just want to keep the 6th.
Right.
Because if I lose, if I go 1-1, I still have a chance to make 6th place and be in the playoffs, but it would depend on other factors. If I go 2-0, so if I score a bunch of points and I win, I'm in the playoffs. I could be the 4th, 5th, or 6th seed depending on who loses.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm hoping for. So everything's in front of me as far as that's concerned. So hopefully, knock on wood, I could win. I'm predicted to win, but we all know how that works. That's not always 100%. So, I'm praying this week for the fantasy gods to bless me one more time, just get me into the playoffs and see what I can do. And that's all I could ask for. The other 2 fantasy teams, whatever, one I'm in the playoffs, I'm in 4th position. I could wind up as far as the 2nd position, but I'm just glad I have a chance to do my thing there. And then in the smoothie family league that I'm in, my team was decimated with injuries. I told you about this probably weeks ago, but I'm knocking on the playoff door. I need a big win this week to see what happens, and maybe I can make it. And if I make all three, great. If not, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let's hope for that.
Just to be in it this late too, that's good as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed. I know you haven't been in fantasy in a couple of years now, but like the injuries are just stacking up, so it makes it so much harder.
I see.
And then with the waiver wire, if you don't have like the auction amount kind of thing going on, it's just really rough. Like whatever, it's just tough to deal with, and you don't always get who you get. So, if you're blessed, like the guy in my league, he's 21-5 right now. Not one injury this year, and then he makes a trade here and there, gets decent guys, and just wins. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's all I got for that. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, of course.
You almost gave me a heart attack the way you paused for a second. I'm like, how'd you not watch it? What'd you think?
It was good. I guess not too much happened, I would say, compared to the previous weeks. But obviously how it ends. Obviously there's going to be some fireworks at the beginning of the next episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's one thing that's brewing. I guess also the big reveal with was she the nurse?
Yes. She was the nurse at like that Juniper Hill or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so I guess
for the girl,
they got into some of the like origin stuff there, which was new to me, and that she was there, watching them. So obviously she's a bit deranged, for sure. But it also makes you wonder too, like, does it like let her live,
Right.
But what do you think?
So this was my least favorite episode
Okay.
of the whole season so far, and I get it. I guess we were gonna eventually have a lull in this season. I'm glad it was episode 6 because there's only 2 more left.
Right.
You're right. That lady she's the daughter of Pennywise, the guy before. I guess he either got possessed or whatever.
Right.
I think his name is Bob Gray or something like that. So she winds up being the daughter of him back when this all started. And, not to give away any plots or details too much, but that's how I guess they're going to like feed back into that with some flashbacks. They're doing a really good job though with all these flashbacks, because I don't know about you, but it makes me I can't wait for them to go backwards in time. Like season 2 will be 20 years before that.
Yeah, that was in my head when when they did go back to her being a kid. I instantly thought of you saying how they're gonna go further back, so they were setting up the framework for that.
Right. So it's kind of cool. Like you're getting little bits and pieces, and it's gonna, the only thing I hope for is that they don't make us wait 2 years to watch season 2. Like, get it out next year so things are kind of fresh. And like I always say, give us a good recap of the first season so it refreshes your memory. That's always huge when you have a good show. Show the major plot points, like, you know what I mean? And of the first season, so that everything jogs back in your memory. So you don't have to go back and watch 8 episodes all over again, because you don't always have time. As everyone knows, you bounce around from show to show to show. So other than that, I can't wait for this week's episode. Hopefully it's a good one. Like you said, the fireworks are gonna happen probably at the very beginning of that episode, so that's cool. I do like, what is it? Is it Halloran? Dick Halloran?
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of the episode.
Yeah, I love this guy's character, and I can't stress enough how they got him into this show to bridge the gap from The Shining a little bit, and just to see a little bit more like when he was younger. to me, that's the best part of the show so far, and him developing or redeveloping his powers, because, like we talked about last week, the box was open. Now he sees dead people and hears dead people.
Right.
So you don't know if that's going to come into play at some point at the end of this season.
Yeah, I thought that was a good scene when the kid's father, I forget his name, but you know
His dad.
his commanding officer, I guess,
Yeah.
or superior officer, when he was like questioning him about where he was, and you know, you were in the tunnels for a long time, a few days.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, and I think the only thing that now I think about is going to suck is that when they go back 20 years, you're going to get a whole new cast of people. So that everyone that you like in this season, unless they branch out and do a second season on that as well, but I don't think they will, you're going to get a whole new cast from season 2 and then season 3 again. So, I mean, it is what it is. So far, the show is still stellar. Excited to see what happens this week. And that's it. The next show is Stranger Things came out.
Yes, indeed. The first 4 dropped.
Yeah, so I got an apology to make.
Okay.
On this one. I know I told everyone last week that there were only 4 episodes and they were an hour and a half each, and I was totally wrong.
That's all right.
Couldn't have been more wrong, by the way. And I don't know why. I could have swore I saw it on IMDb that there were only 4 episodes.
Well, the last one was an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, 3 out of the 4 were over an hour. They were all different. And the second one was like 50-something minutes. So they were long. Don't get me wrong. I just could have swore that I saw on IMDb that there were only 4 episodes. Now, to be fair, maybe they obviously only released 4 episodes, so maybe IMDb only had the 4 episodes out, and I thought that's all that was in the season. But apparently, come Christmas Day, which is a weird time to put more episodes out, but whatever, they're dropping 3 more episodes, which are all really long.
And then New Year's, right?
And then New Year's Eve, they're dropping the longest one and the last one, the season finale or series finale,
Yeah,
of it. And apparently, you could buy tickets and watch it in a movie theater.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, it's on Fandango right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So wild stuff. Yeah. So I apologize if I told everyone that it was only gonna be 4 episodes. It's not. It's 8. We got to wait a couple weeks to see the next couple episodes. But what'd you think so far? Did you watch all the episodes?
Yeah, I did. It's good. You know, I enjoyed it. It feels like, you know, they're setting the table a little bit. You know, I guess they have a plan and they're executing it. Yeah, but I thought it was well done. So definitely digging it so far.
So to be completely fair, I saw something on Instagram with this, and they said that you should go back and watch a couple episodes in a couple different seasons.
Okay.
So I have them right here. It was season 2, episode 4, Will the Wise. Season 2, episode 6, The Spy. Season 4, episode 7, The Massacre at Hawkins Lab. And then season 4, episode 9, which is the season finale on that season.
Okay.
The Piggyback.
Okay.
So after watching all 4, not that I was confused, but I saw this. I was like, let me go back and see what's up.
Right.
You don't have to watch these 4 episodes to enjoy that part of the show. Just so I did the legwork for everyone. If you want, it's not even a spoiler because you should have saw these episodes already. But if you haven't, the 2 episodes in season 2 have a lot to do with Will, which is we're not gonna ruin season 5, episode 4 for you, but it has a lot to do with Will in the last episode so far that they gave us. And then season 4 episodes has kind of a lot to do with the Upside Down and 11 and the story of Henry a little bit.
Okay.
So that plays a lot in season 5 as well. So if you watch those episodes, if you haven't gotten to Stranger Things season 5 yet, watch those 4 episodes, I guess, for a little bit of a refresher. If you want, you don't have to, as long as you kind of remember what is going on at the end of season 4, and then jump right in. All the episodes were awesome. I watched them twice. all but the last one. I'm halfway in on that one. I'm going to finish that probably later today or tonight. But yeah, they were great so far. I can't wait to see where it goes. Yeah. You got any so far? You got to give me a little bit of a breather here. You got any other shows you're watching?
Yeah, let's see. What else? Okay, obviously, yeah, I watched those two programs. I finished Dope Thief. That was good. Enjoyed that. Still watching Pluribus. So hoping that it goes, somewhere soon, because it seems to be like a slow
build
so far. What else? Oh, I watched a movie on Sunday.
What would you watch?
On Netflix, Caught Stealing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I wanted to. I remember when it was out in the theaters, and I thought it looked good. Because I think I actually read the book like years ago. And yeah, it was cool. I thought it was, that guy's, what's his name, Austin Butler. He's a good actor. They had the guy from House of Dragons as the punk guy. I thought it was, good cast.
So they had Zoe Kravitz in there too.
Yeah, it was it was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun. It was one of those movies, like I always say, and Ernie always makes fun of me about it. It's one you can just sit and watch and just enjoy. Like, you don't have to overthink it.
Right.
It's very simple, but it's got action. It's got things going on. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't talk about it, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm glad you watched it. It was. I agree with you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it just came out on Netflix.
It did. I saw it on the Fire Stick, I think probably like a month ago.
Nice.
But I might have been one of the ones that I forgot to write down now, because I'm getting older, so I'm forgetting what I'm watching. Right. I got a lot of time to watch stuff.
What else? Oh, and then I started, I guess it was, I didn't watch any more of The Last Frontier, but I'm sure I'll get back to that.
What episode are you on that one? Still on 2?
2 or 3, yeah.
Okay. Oof.
How many are there?
10.
Already? Oh, so it came out a while ago?
I think it came out a while ago.
I had no idea.
I want to say it might have came out like August, September.
Yeah.
So you're not that far off,
well,
but they're all out right now.
I did start a new show, but I think you'll understand. It's on Prime now, or at least the first season is.
Right.
Landman.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm 2 episodes in. And
on season 1?
Yeah, so
okay.
I can definitely see why you were a big fan of it. Billy Bob Thornton is great in everything, and I'm digging it so far. Just like his dialogue alone is worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, he's great, dude. He's such a great actor, and they got a great cast in that show. I'm still you got to let me know, since you're watching it, when season 2 is wrapped up, so I can just like bust through that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if season 2's on Prime, but I'll let you know.
It should be. Oh no, you know what? It's on Paramount Plus.
Right.
But they put season 1 on Prime. I don't know how that works. I'd like to know how that works.
Some kind of deal.
Yeah, someone's paying somebody, right?
Yeah, some palms getting greased.
What did I want to say to you? Oh, The Last Frontier, dude. I'm gonna bring it back for a second.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it, dude. You gotta get back into it.
I'll get back.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because the main guy, I don't know his name, the U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 7, I think, either 7 or 8. I got like 3 more left, or something like that, 3 or 4, and it's like every episode things are compounding, and he's got to like figure out. Besides, he doesn't know who to trust. He's got to figure out ways to help people and save people, and like things are going wrong everywhere. And they're in Alaska, and he's just like, he's literally the man in charge, and like the FBI is answering to him, like all these different police, law enforcement, like units and everything are answering to him. He's got like everyone at his disposal in Alaska, and he's just like almost putting band-aids on problems, and then like moving on and on and on.
A lot of chaos.
Yeah, and but it's like the whole premise is like finding these fugitives too, right? So it's like every episode is like a different fugitive or two, but one leads into another, and this and that, and it's just wild, dude. It's a great show. I can't wait to see how it kind of. I don't know if it's just a one and done season though. I wish I knew. I'll figure that out eventually, but great show. So you got to get back into it.
Definitely.
Put it on the top of your list.
Well, above Landman?
Ooh. Even. Like, if you had an hour and a half ish or hour to 2 hours of TV time, which I know you probably don't.
Episode of each.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Okay. Yeah, and I would watch Landman first.
It is a nice mix. Too.
Yeah.
Two different type of shows.
I was just going to say, you get two different feels because Landman is not really like that, even though it has a little action here and there.
The Last Frontier is more like a thriller.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so...
What about you? Did you watch anything else?
We got Stranger Things, Last Frontier. The only other thing I was going to talk about was, I know people are going to go crazy over this, the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon show that they have.
A new show.
He's in like season 3, and so The Walking Dead, I think they had 11 or 12 seasons of it.
Okay.
And they probably didn't need that many seasons, but it sort of makes sense because they built all these characters for whoever survived, I should say, in those 12 seasons, and they branched them all off, and they did all these spin-offs. So you have Negan and I forget her name, Maggie. Yeah, one is the Dead City. That show's okay. They have 2 seasons. I watched that when I have really nothing to watch. I'm caught up on that, but that was okay. Then they had a little 6-episode thing with Rick and I forget the girl's name that he was with. She was in the Black Panther movie. I forget her name, but Michonne. That I didn't even watch. I was like, yeah, whatever. Rick's been gone for whatever. But my favorite show is the Daryl Dixon one. I saw his first season a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But they didn't put it on AMC or I missed it. And for whatever reason, on demand, I couldn't get it. But now, because the Spectrum has AMC Plus attached to it, I started watching it. And I'm done with season 2. I just finished season 2 today. And it's pretty good. The only bad part about his show is the first season, he winds up on a little rickety boat and winds up making his way to France somehow. I don't know how, it's basically like a rowboat, you make it from the United States to France. But whatever, I thought that was stupid, but that's at the very beginning, and then you don't see anything really stupid about that again. Then he's just in France trying to deal with all types of crap, and he gets into a bunch of different things. But the first 2 seasons are pretty good. If you like zombie stuff, watch it, because I do, and you get your fill of the zombies every episode, and whatever politics they got to deal with, and it's pretty good. I finished the Charlie Hustle. I don't want to do it without Ernie. So, we'll hold off on that a little bit. Same thing with the Alex vs. A-Rod. Okay. So we'll keep those on the agenda for hopefully next week he can make an appearance. And we'll go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Just got one music selection as usual. This week we are going with Mavi with the Pilot, so that's the pick for this week.
All right. Any before we go, any Christmas decorating you done yet, or what? I know you're looking around. You see, I've done it.
No, but it's looking very festive here.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I just wanted to call you guys. Everyone out there should be almost done with their Christmas decorations by now. At least halfway done with their Christmas shopping. I'm done with both because I got to make my world famous Pug's rainbow cookies. So I'm going to be starting that soon.
Oh, you might be making more now.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, if people want to call my bluff and say they're not the best I've ever had, by all means, leave us a comment and we'll talk to you and we'll figure out a way to get these rainbow cookies out to you. But yeah, the list is growing and growing and growing. I think I know it might not sound like a lot, but this is just sheer word of mouth and whatever. We got 40 people that want these cookies already.
That's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, and it only started 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
And it's just people hey, you're gonna make those cookies?
Momentum.
A little bit. Like I said, it's not a lot. You know what I mean? It's not like hundreds and thousands of people. But then again, I don't make it all the time. I'm not a baker. I don't have a bakery that's my job where I make these cookies.
Right. So production is a bit of a task.
It's I made a batch for Thanksgiving, and I did something different this year. I made it different colors, which you could always do. It's very easy, but it's just food coloring. But I made it for Thanksgiving, so it was brown, orange, and on the outside, and the middle was like the normal white. I just did the white, but I threw those little small ball sprinkles.
Yeah.
I threw that in the middle batter. So when you look at the cookie, you'll see like little dots of color throughout the white part. So it looked kind of cool and didn't taste any different. It still tasted like the same old cookie.
Nice.
So I did a little, I'm playing around with stuff.
We're getting a little creative.
Yeah, might as well, right? But yeah, so everyone, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Christmas is here. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy football weekend, I guess, or Sunday, Thursday, whatever, Monday, whatever you're doing. Get your stuff done. Anything else?
That's it. Till next time.
All right, folks. Enjoy. Later.